What are context clues? How can you spot them? And how do you use them? That's what we're going to talk about today. Hi there, thank you for checking out my channel. Thank you for clicking on this video. If this is the first video that you're watching from my channel, I make educational and motivational content. So if you don't want to miss any of my new uploads, don't forget to hit subscribe and hit that bell icon. Now, like I said in the intro kanina, we're going to talk about context clues. Medyo long overdue na lesson, pero I really wanted to prepare myself sa pagtuturo sa inyo dito. Marami kasing mga people ang hindi masyadong sanay when it comes to looking for context clues. And it's really important to know, especially if you're taking exams like the civil service exam, NAPOLCOM, college entrance tests, law aptitude exams, and everything like that. Kasi lalagi siyang ginagamit doon sa part where you're asked to pick a word to fill in a blank. And I'm going to teach you how to spot them and how to use them in this video. But before we do that, just a quick little plug if you want to help support this channel and our cause to democratize education here in the Philippines. One way that you can do that is through buying our merch. You can visit shop.teamlyqa.com to find out how you can get the shirts, hoodies, caps, mugs, and other things that I designed for this team. The proceeds dun sa merch shop natin actually help fund yung ating Hope Fund, which we use to support scholars, organizations, and of course to help keep the lights on dito sa ginagawa natin. You know, equipment can be expensive, and we're trying to really beef up yung kakayanan natin to produce meaningful content for you, and even we maybe one day hire teachers and a team, an actual team of artistic people to help us up the ante when it comes to the production of those cost resources. So I really value those who help support this channel, those who are channel members, channel supporters, and of course all of you who share this with your friends. Thank you for all your support. All right, now that we have that out of the way, I'm going to switch over to my PC. I'll see you in a bit. Alright, so ito yung discussion natin on context clues. Pero before we start yung discussion na yan, let's define kung ano muna sila. Okay? Now, to make things a little bit simple, context clues are words or phrases, minsan full sentences, that precede or follow a difficult word or idea to help readers understand it. Now, ano ibig sabihin nun? Context clues give you a clue sa kung ano yung totoong ibig sabihin or gustong iparating ng author doon sa kanyang story, sa kanyang essay, or anything that he or she writes about. So again, it can come before, so precede, kasi pag precede, again, the prefix is pre, so dapat before. So anything that comes before, or minsan kasunod naman siya. They follow a difficult word. So ano ibig sabihin nito? Kapag naghahanap tayo ng meaning ng word, lalo na if we're reading a text or if we are taking a test, di ba? Kasi in exams, you have fill in the blanks for difficult words, and merong mga sections where they even ask you for meanings ng idiomatic expressions. Anong gagamitin natin na technique? Gagamitin natin yung context clues. Okay? Now, let's take a word like impervious. Yung impervious, you may not know the meaning of it pagbasa pa lang natin kasi medyo unfamiliar siya. But if it's put in a sentence or even better, in a paragraph, then we can break it down and see which clues ang nandun para maintindihan natin yung ibig sabihin ng impervious. Alright, so if you have the word impervious right there, again, the clues can come before or after. Okay? So the first type of clue na pag-uusapan natin actually comes before yung impervious na word na yan. And I will give you a few things to remember para mas madali niyong mahanap yung mga clues na yan. Ang una nating clue is yung synonyms. You can look for words that mean the same thing dun sa ating word na hindi natin kilala. Now, if you notice dun sa first sentence, this is what it says: Superman may be bulletproof, but that doesn't make him impervious to hateful words. So ito yung ating word in question, tapos before it, merong naunang statement. At ang sabi doon is that Superman is bulletproof, no? Now, here's another thing that I want you to take note of. Look at the conjunction na ginamit, no? Ang ginamit is but. Now, ano ba ibig sabihin ng but? Now, I have a full discussion na on that din. If you haven't seen that yet, ililink ko na lang din dito sa taas. Pero basically, ang ibig sabihin ng but is kung ano yung kasunod na statement ay kabaliktaran nung nauuna. So, yung first na statement natin that Superman Maybe or Superman is bulletproof. Pag sinabi natin bulletproof, ibig sabihin siya ay strong, siya ay unaffected, di ba? Hindi siya matatamaan ng kahit anong bullet. But, ibig sabihin, kasalungat nito, that doesn't make him impervious to hateful words. Or exception siya dun sa nangyari kanina. So, kahit daw hindi siya tinatablan ng bala, hindi ibig sabihin nun, impervious na siya to hateful words. So, hindi ibig sabihin siya ay, bulletproof din, or hindi maapektuhan ng mga masasakit na salita. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, yung bulletproof tsaka impervious, they are synonyms dito sa sentence na ito. At kung alam natin ang ibig sabihin ng bulletproof, alam na natin kahit papaano na yung impervious, hindi siya pwedeng tagusan ng bala or hindi siya maapektuhan, siya ay matibay, siya ay hindi madaling ma-affect. Now, another thing that you can look for would be antonyms. Now, anong pinagkaiba ng antonym sa synonym? Ang synonym, they are words with the same meaning. Okay? So, synonym, synonymous, same meaning. Antonym, anti, ibig sabihin kasalungat. Opposite meaning naman. In the next sentence, again, we're still looking for the meaning ng impervious. It says, Clark Kent, who is also Superman, so siya rin yun, is sensitive to accusations made against him and his character. So, yung pag na-describe kay Clark Kent na kahawig nung kaninang sentence, sabi naman dito, sensitive daw siya to accusations. So, kung hindi siya impervious, ibig sabihin, yung impervious ay kasalungat nung sensitive. Okay. So, again, impervious means strong, matibay, hindi madaling saktan. Okay? So, again, look for antonyms, mga words na kasalungat niya. You have a third clue, which is yung inference. Pag sinabing inference, you can look for examples or evidence doon sa mismong passage. Na ano yung examples? Minsan pag gumamit tayo ng difficult na word, ine-explain siya further ng author by stating mga situations. Examples nung behavior na sinabi, examples nung adjective na ginamit, at evidence dun sa mga nangyayari sa susunod na mga eksena sa libro na binabasa natin. So, dun sa susunod na part ng passage, it says, he shows how much they affect him whenever he's home. So, yung unang part, sabi, they affect him. So, again, the words, yung hateful words daw, naapektuhan siya. So, again, kung siya ay hindi impervious, ibig sabihin, yung impervious dapat hindi siya naapektuhan. Pero hindi ganun kasi meron tayong example right here. Example nung kanyang pagiging apektado nung words na yon is that naiiyak siya or naapektuhan siya. At sinabi pa yon in further evidence kasi sabi, yung show daw na Smallville, so yung mga bata baka hindi nyo na to kilala, pero when we were growing up, there was a TV series called Smallville. It's the life of Clark Kent before he became Superman. It showed Clark crying pa nga. So again, ito ay evidence at example nung kanyang pagiging apektado. Okay? So again, these are clues that you can infer from the passage. Okay? Now, yung last clue natin is very straightforward. Kaya hinuli ko rin siya. It's called yung description. If you have phrases that describe or explain it further, usually nasa latter part nung paragraph or sumusunod dun sa word na hindi natin kilala, makikita natin yung gustong sabihin ng author. Kasi if we remember, ang sabi, si Clark Kent daw ay hindi or not impervious. Okay? Hindi siya impervious. At sinabi, in-explain doon sa latter part na even the strongest superheroes have feelings and can be vulnerable. So if si Superman has feelings and siya ay vulnerable, at siya ay, yung ginamit na word natin is impervious, di ba? Not impervious. Ang ibig sabihin, kung meron kang feelings at vulnerable ka, you are not impervious. So kung impervious ka, ibig sabihin, kabaliktaran din ito. Ibig sabihin, you don't have feelings and you cannot be or are not vulnerable. So that is how we understand yung word. Alright, now again, this is the passage that we have. So quick na mnemonic para mas madali nyo matandaan kung paano halongkatin yung mga context clues sa isang paragraph. You can think about yung ating mnemonic device na ito. Again, the first clue is bulletproof, di ba? Kasi kung ikaw ay bulletproof, pero hindi ka impervious, ibig sabihin yung impervious is the same as bulletproof. Anong ibig sabihin nun? That is a synonym. Okay? Now, another clue natin, clue number 2 is when you find yung mga words na kasalungat, which is yung, again, sensitive. No? Sensitive, kabaliktaran siya ng impervious, siya ay isang antonym. You also have yung mga examples and evidence, di ba? Pag may examples and evidence, ibig sabihin, pwede kang gumawa ng inference or you can infer or parang figure out or find a clue doon sa ibig sabihin niya. And then, yung last, we have yung direct na description that usually follows the word. Okay? So, para madaling tandaan, if you see there, it forms a word. It says S-A-I-D, synonym, antonym, inference, description. It's said. Okay? So, para madali nyo tandaan yung tips natin sa context clues, just remember this. When you read, find what is said. Find what is said kapag kayo ay nagbabasa. Ano ba talagang ibig sabihin niya? Look for synonyms, antonyms, inference, and description. Hopefully, makatulong yan sa inyong susunod na exam, lalo na if you encounter unfamiliar words. Okay? But for a quick quiz today, I'm going to give you a few questions and limited time. All you have to do is to pick out kung ano yung synonym or what that word means dun sa options na meron tayo. Okay? And if you're ready with your pen and paper, your timer starts now. Alright, let's see how you did. Okay, let's start with the first question. Sabi dito, they bought an austere cabin that was far from the castles and estates he was born and raised in. Okay? So, bumili daw sila ng austere na cabin. So, ibig sabihin, ito ay adjective, dinidescribe niya yung cabin. Ano ba yung tsura ng cabin? Diba kapag cabin in the woods, diba? If it's a cabin, it's rather small. Tapos, sabi pa dito, it was far. Okay? So, para siyang antonym. Far from, or malayo sa, or different from the castles and estates he was born and raised in. So, ibig sabihin, ang cabin ay antonym. Okay? Itong castles and estates, these are antonyms of yung cabin. So, kasalungat siya. So, ibig sabihin, the answer has to be kabaliktaran nung itsura ng castles and estates. Ang austere cabin then would not be luxurious kasi kapag luxurious, di ba, pang mayaman, luxury. Okay? Hindi rin siya grand kasi yun yung ibig sabihin ng grand, bongga, di ba? What is it? Now, if you answered poverty, mali tayo dyan kasi pagdating sa word form kasi this is a noun. Okay? Dinadagdagan ko yung level ng difficulty kasi yung iba sa inyo magtitake ng college entrance test tsaka mga iba pang aptitude test na higher level ha. So, yung poverty, hindi siya pwedeng maging sagot kasi it's a noun. The best answer is simple. They bought, okay, a simple cabin that was far from the castles and estates he was born and raised in. Okay? So, again, simple yung sagot sa una. And that is how we figure it out. Of course, kapag mas marami tayong vocabulary words, mas madali natin yung mararating. Pinapakita ko lang sa inyo na may iba-ibang daanan na pwede nating tingnan dito. Okay? Now, dun tayo sa question number 2. Sabi, it was a desolate place with not even a single tree in sight. So, yung place daw na yun, again, we have another adjective here. Dinedescribe yung place kung ano man yan. At ang sabi, okay, meron tayong description dito of yung itsura. Not even a single tree in sight. So, pag in sight, ibig sabihin nakikita. So, yung place na meron tayo, dinescribe siya na wala daw kahit isang puno doon. Okay? So, is it ugly? Hindi natin masyadong masabi. Alam lang natin, walang laman kasi wala kahit isang puno. Is it evil? Not so much. May feeling siguro na evil pero baka may better word. Is it huge? Hindi naman sinabi na sobrang laki. Pero ang alam natin, because there was not even a single tree, wala kahit isa, wala siyang laman, the best answer would be empty. Okay? So again, I'm giving you medyo higher level questions para talaga ma-push kayo sa limit. Kung ang sagot ninyo ay ugly, huge, o evil, may parang medyo dumaplis ng kaunti kasi yung feeling ng sentence, pero the correct answer lang talaga is empty. A desolate place is empty. Okay? Walang laman. Next, ito yung ating question number 3. Jogging exacerbated his knee injury. It hurts more than it did. So, yung jogging daw did something. This now becomes a verb. Okay? At kung naguguluhan kayo dun sa parts of speech, na-mention ko yung adjective, na-mention ko yung noun, tsaka verb, may video tayo niyan ha. I-link ko na lang din dito sa taas yung parts of speech. Pero ang verb kasi is an action word. So, kung verb yung exacerbated, ginawa niya ito doon sa kanyang, nangyari ito doon sa knee injury niya. Ito yung object. Na kung titingnan natin, yung ating next part, para siyang example or evidence nung nangyari. Ang sabi, it hurts more than it did. Pag sinabing did, ibig sabihin nangyari ito sa past, no? Masakit na siya dati. Pero it hurts more. Mas masakit pa siya ngayon. So, kung titingnan natin yung options natin, hindi pwedeng improved kasi nga, di ba? It hurts more pa nga ngayon. So, ibig sabihin, hindi ito. Healed, hindi, kasi masakit right? Started. Now, hindi pwedeng started kasi meron tayong clue that says more and did. Ibig sabihin, masakit na noon, pero it worsened or mas sumakit pa ngayon. Okay? So, that's the type of, kumbaga, wrestling that we do when we take exams. Again, civil service, LAE, ganong klaseng exams. Gusto nyong mag-take ng mga exams na may reading comprehension, na may vocabulary questions. These are the types of things that you need to do. So again, I encourage you to master context clues. We actually have a dedicated session on this din pagdating sa online review program. So for those of you who are part of the online program, hanapin niyo lang yung ating vocabulary building na section and you will have exercises for this as well. Na kung medyo nabitin kayo dyan, you can follow me sa aking Instagram account at Lyqa Maravilla for quick quiz questions. Pinapost ko yun sa aking Instagram story. So, balik-balikan nyo na lang doon. And, of course, you can also follow at Team Lyqa for throwback quick quiz questions. Meron din tayong dedicated na account for Team Lyqa para makuha nyo yung mga announcements at iba pa. And if you are on TikTok, you can follow at Team Lyqa for the educational videos, math and language videos, and at Lyqa Maravilla naman for the personal videos, motivational videos, tips, advice, at iba pa. Alright? See you online. Alright, I hope you learned something today. If you did, click thumbs up. Make sure that you share this video with your friends and mag-exam din sila. That way, mas marami tayong matutulungan. And as always, if you want to reach out to me directly, get the reviewers that I may join the online or live review events, lalo na may paparating tayo mga national level exams, you can go and check out www.facebook.com/teamlyqa. Send a message there so we can match you with the perfect product for you and your needs. And we would love to help you out that way. And sa pagtulong nyo rin sa amin by purchasing the products, you are also helping us sponsor more kids and provide more free content for everyone. So tulungan tayo dito again. That is why you are Team Lyqa. I'm just your coach. And thank you for helping me keep making these videos kahit it's been 6 years na we're still going strong. So thank you sa inyong lahat sa suporta ninyo. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Hit that bell icon. We have more videos coming up. And I would hate for you to miss those. And as we always say sa channel na to, never stop learning. Aja, kaya niyan. I'll see you in the next video and bye for now. Alright, thank you for sticking around until the end of the video. If you want another lesson, you can click right here. And if you want to get to know me on a more personal level, you can also follow me sa aking second vlogging channel by clicking right here. Sa face na yan. Subscribe to that channel then. See you soon.